What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Zamboni. I'm a musician and astrologer, and it is time to talk about the astrology of the week ahead. As always, I thank you so very much for checking for me on a regular basis. Thank you for coming to ZamboniFunk.com. Thank you for checking out the music there. There's a podcast there. There is a course going on where we're going to talk about the fundamentals of astrology, how to read astrology, how to do the damn thing. It is real dope. We're already 1 week in, but it's not too late. It is too late to sign up online. If you go to ZamboniFunk.com, it's not going to let you sign up there no more. But if you want to DM me because you fucked around and missed it for whatever reason, this kind of thing, then we're only 1 week in at this point. The video lectures has been sent out to the folks, and so it's recorded so you can catch up in real time. So if you want to do that, you can DM me, and I would love to see you there. We're having a great time. It's already some folks have said some nice things. So let's learn about astrology from each other, to each other, with each other. It's going to be so good. With that said, let's talk about the astrology of the week ahead. So this week we have the new moon in Scorpio. That's the main thing that we got going on. So new moon in Scorpio is the moon is in darkness at the new moon, right? The moon and the sun are in the same place, and so you can't see the moon because the sun outshines it. So by its nature already, sometimes this is called the dark moon, right? And Scorpio is a sign which is associated with darkness. There's something like kind of venomous or dangerous about Scorpio, and Scorpio likes to, one of the ways that I like to think about Scorpio is that it likes the shadow power. It prefers to be the puppeteer, right? So like not the thing that you see not the puppet, not the thing that you see like on the stage, like doing the dances and all this, but the thing that is actually pulling strings, right? That's how Scorpio tends to like to operate. I like to think about Scorpio as like being like first lady kind of power, right? Not the president, but the one who is like in the president's ear all the time. Like when he's trying to sleep at night, there's like somebody feeding him information, like in his most intimate and vulnerable moments, right? First lady kind of power. That's Scorpio kind of power, right? So that's interesting this week because this new moon in Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Cancer, opposite to Pluto in Capricorn, and that's within a degree this week. So, you know, we've been seeing this Mars in Cancer opposite to Pluto in Capricorn. This has been like building up for weeks now. I've been talking about this shit for, I don't know, a month or something like this. Longer than that, probably, maybe 2. And so like we've been building up to this, building up to this, building up to this. And this is going to be our last little bit of Pluto in Capricorn. We've got Pluto at the very end of Capricorn and then about to move into Aquarius pretty soon. And so the next two, because Mars is going to station retrograde and come back and then go forward again. So the next 2 oppositions to Pluto are going to be in Aquarius and Leo. But so this is our sort of last gasp of Pluto in Capricorn. If we think about Pluto in Capricorn as being associated with, lots of folks like to talk about the 2008 financial crisis, and like the idea is sort of the consolidation of the power, especially in like big banks and this sort of thing, like that sort of situation where we see the power dynamics like really caring a lot about stacking up, you know, coins, or I think of Earth as being like the old kind of wealth, rather than the new kind of wealth that we're moving into. Like the new wealth and power play is information dynamics, right? But we're still looking at the old kind, the stacking coins and gold and land and that kind of thing, right? Land at no point becomes cheap, by the way. That like the land is not going out of style here. But this sort of like consolidation of power at the big banks and all that sort of stuff, that is typically associated with Pluto in Capricorn, at least this time around. So this is, to see Mars opposite to that. Mars in Cancer is like sensitive and like feels a lot of feelings, feels easily threatened. And that's one of the things about the moon in Scorpio. It's a new moon in Scorpio, right? Moon in Scorpio is threat sensitive. It's something that is like worried about what kinds of things, like Scorpio is associated with the scorpion, and like there's a kind of danger that if you, it's like live by the sword, die by the sword kind of energy, right? If you live by the sword, then you're aware of what kind of dangers swords present, right? And so one of the things that I say to people, like clients who have the moon in Scorpio, is like, you probably don't forget to lock the door at night. And those people are always like, psh, never, ever, never. Like, I could see the door locking and I won't believe that it's locked. I gotta lock that shit 4 times or something like this, right? So new moon in Scorpio is likely to be threat sensitive already. Then we put Mars into Cancer, and Mars in Cancer is already feeling like sensitive and aware of threats and like ready to sort of like lash out in some kind of maybe outsized kind of way. Then we put that opposite to Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn is going to be like not just power play and consolidation of power and these kinds of things, but also the funhouse mirror. So like some kind of distorted image of what's going on, and then that sort of leading to things that are like an image in your head that is that will potentially lead you astray, that will lead to dysmorphia or some of these other things that can get in your way, that can like maybe have you feeling feelings that are not rooted in fact necessarily, but you know, that feel really real to you all the same. That sort of stuff looks like it's going on here. So, you know, and at the same time that this is going on, we got Mercury in late Scorpio making a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So Mercury in Scorpio, I really like Mercury in Scorpio. It is very good for getting straight to whatever it is. It's also very strategic, you know, in the Mercury way, right? So thinking about communications and using words and like listening and understanding, right? So communication is as much listening as it is speaking, this kind of thing. Mercury in a water sign typically does better with listening than speaking. And Mercury in Scorpio is very precise, accurate, truthful, to the point, brutally honest sometimes, right? That kind of thing. So Mercury in Scorpio, but Scorpio by, you know, like is kind of a warring sign, so cares a lot about strategy, like how am I going to win? Mercury in Scorpio making a trine to Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's job is to confuse things or to deceive or to, you know, like smoke and mirrors goes on here, right? So where Mercury in Scorpio has an ability to keep its mouth shut, to be quiet, to hold in things that maybe don't need to be everybody's business, especially if there's a strategic power play that I could make instead, then that in a trine relationship, beneficial, helpful, these two are working together with Neptune and Pisces, whose job it is to confuse. Like, you know, I would be aware of like half truths and these kinds of things. If we're thinking about that funhouse mirror, right? The feeling threat sensitive or something like this. It could be that some sort of situation happens where I am feeling sensitive to threats because I have received some kind of half-truth. It might be also that the person who delivered a half-truth is feeling threatened and therefore delivered a half-truth in order to make their strategic power play go on. So, and that can like build into layers and layers and layers, right? So all of this looks like a situation where it's going to be really easy to feel deep feelings that might not be immediately explicable, right? Like the idea of feeling feelings or having some kind of deep felt understanding that it might defy words in some kind of way. You know, Mercury in Scorpio, I think, is very good at saying the thing, but with that Neptune and Pisces, I'm going to guess that like metaphor, image, symbolism, melody, things like that are going to work a little better than the prosaic form of just like here's what's happening and an outlined list of like what we think is going on. Like that sort of stuff might have a little bit of trouble this week. So lean into your art forms for sure. Lean into listening to music, making music, reading poetry, writing poetry, this kind of thing, right? There are strong images that can be very powerful and transformative in our lives. Taking the sensitivity to threat and making it into something beautiful in order to live with that fear. You know what I mean?